He's done a really good job saving.
He's ahead of the game here. This is going to be interesting. Okay. Goal age 38, 35. So in 6 more years, I'm not sure how much of a safety net he's got left. Today, we're going to be looking at another video from CNBC. It's about a 29-year-old who is trying to retire early by using some extreme methods. Let's react. Okay, this ought to be bad. All right, where are we?
If I had to guess, I would say in terms of the entire population, I'd probably be in like the top 1% of most frugal people, maybe top 0.1.
Here's our couch. We got it free. We found this patio furniture for free on Craigslist.
I don't really like to buy anything. In fact, it kind of makes me anxious. Every year or two, I'll get a new pair of running shoes. The last time I bought running shoes is actually a used pair. We decided to invest in maybe cheaper hobbies than most people.
Eclectic as ever. As eclectic as ever. How's it going, Mike?
Board game meetups led me to meeting a few folks that I really enjoy spending time with, and so we get together regularly to play board games.
Ooh, sick burns.
Yeah,
I don't really feel like we're missing out on anything. We have everything we need, and we're generally really happy. My name is Tanner Furl. I'm 29 years old. I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I plan to retire at the age of 35, and I've saved $380,000 for retirement.
How's it? Okay.
And that's the price of that kid's education.
Yeah, that's the okay. So you've got your kid's education saved for community college. This is going to be interesting. Okay. So 300. We figured out.
Give him a brownie or something. He needs to eat a little.
He
bit
needs
more.
it. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Mom. Okay. So we did the math on this a little while ago. What did I figure out last week? It takes at least 13 years with no market downturns to get a FIRE number if you can save 50% of your income. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So
he's done a really good job saving.
He's ahead of the game here. This is going to be interesting. Okay.
Okay. The knee replacement because he's wearing used running shoes. Yes, he's very used.
That has got a cost that's coming.
Our house is in South Minneapolis, and
the warm side
I live with my wife, my kid, and 3 cats.
Oh, well.
Okay.
I've always been the primary income generator in the household. My wife makes a little bit of money from hobbies, and she definitely saves us a lot of money by being the primary cook and home taker.
Okay. So we've got now we got lean fire. When's extreme fire? Okay. Is there an extreme fire? All right, we got fire. I want arcade fire or fat fire. Okay. So let's do what we're now going to learn what lean fire is. Okay. Hit it.
Lean fire is a subset of people that would like to reach financial independence earlier than most people in the movement, generally by saving money at a higher rate than most people in the FIRE movement.
Okay.
I'd estimate we put about 50% or so of our paycheck, maybe a little bit more, towards savings. My personal brokerage account has $221,000 in it. My Roth IRA has 57.
What was his goal? Age 38? 35. So in 6 more years?
Yeah, but it is interesting he's using an HSA, which is considered a good way to...
Yeah, it's okay.
No, it's another good way of doing things.
Okay. All right.
Quite frankly, he's using some of these products, like 401k plans, to actually do this.
So what Tanner's got going on here is he's never mind diversified in his investments. Okay, I don't know about that. Okay, he's got his brokerage account. That's a taxable account. He's got his 401k plan. Okay, so we've got deferred and/or Roth inside of there. So that's one strategy. He's got the health savings account. One of these days I need to learn more about that, but that's a different...
It's kind of a long-range way to save money too.
That's a different methodology. And then he's got a Roth IRA, which in some way, depending on how he's funding the 401k plan, could be taxed the same or taxed very different, but he's got options for a variety of different investment options here. So he's of the people we've looked at, I think this person's about the most diversified, and we're guessing with how this guy saves, if there's a match, I think it's reasonably safe to assume that he's deferring at least enough to make sure he gets the maximum match. So if not deferring the maximum amount, he can. All right.
A lot of people in the fire community have really definitive fire numbers. For me, it's a little bit more flexible. My lower bounds for retirement is $625,000 because I figure I need about $25,000 a year to live.
3 people, that is.
3 people?
So $25K sounds really low, and it is. For a lot of people, depending on where you live and what your risk tolerance is, that might not be completely possible. Your life changes over time and you never know exactly what to expect. And so there's a fair amount of variability. Retiring, it's not about sitting on your couch watching Netflix all day or going to the beach and getting a really nice suntan. It's about getting to do whatever you want in life.
You mean having another job?
We were always very frugal.
So what side gigs are you going to have?
Going to the bowling alley, it was always a treat when we got a gumball.
I understand.
Whenever we wanted something, we would have to spend our own money to buy it or wait until our birthday or Christmas. That led to me and all my siblings having newspaper routes where we delivered newspapers every day. We
here
to make money as well.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a cute picture.
No, very cute.
But, he does have a great job, and he is making good money.
He's making good money in a cost-effective place. So far they look happy. I mean, healthy, huh?
Why would you want to stop that so soon?
Zach just asked, why would you want to stop that so soon? I don't know. Are you mic'd up, Mike? Zach? I don't know. This isn't okay. I now understand the concept of fire. That was introduced to us here. Thank you very much. Okay. We're starting to get an idea as to what lean fire is. Based on his age and the fact that he's not alone, this is razor thin fire. Okay. I'm not sure how much of a safety net he's got left, but
he's a very young child.
He's got a very young child.
But, the big question, though, I think is, you're making $130. Do you hate your job? Do you actually like your life? What are you trying to do in retirement that is different than what you're doing now?
Right.
Do that's so when we had those people kind of say that whole thing about that one person comment once about retirement, I don't believe in retirement that way. Does he really believe? He says he's not going to do nothing. He says he's not going to do nothing, but it doesn't seem to also be coming from I hate my job or the hours are horrible or
no, and it looks like he's working from home. Would he really be better off making a quarter of what he's making now and working a few less hours, or is there some kind of way he can shift his work as well so it doesn't the flex, the margin of error here is what's got me a little concerned. So let's keep going.
My parents just gave me a loan directly. So when I graduated from college, I worked on paying that off for a number of years.
Wow.
That's not bad.
I believe the interest rate was 3%. It took me about 5 years to pay my parents back. I could have done it faster had I wanted to, but I figured that the difference would be better spent investing in index funds.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
This is a unicorn.
Oh, he's working at the net. Holy crap. And they're showing it on screen? I hope they blurred it out enough. So, wait, so that doesn't necessarily mean he's with a federal agency right now. Okay, so yeah, he started off doing pretty good. Okay.
Well, that is one of the things. He left college with a great job.
And
that always helps.
And his first job out of college, he had a retirement plan to start with. So it's be interesting to see what's happened to that. All right.
I always put in as much as I could in order to get the employer match on my 401k. Parallel to that, I was also investing in index funds at the time. A little bit after I graduated from college and started making kind of real money in a professional job, I took fire to an extreme that I think generally it's safe to say is unhealthy. I would get very, very anxious about saving as much money as humanly possible. I would get really, really anxious about making more money so that I could retire as early as possible. I put things off in my life that I really wanted to do in order to try and retire even earlier. I would spend
so I
all
wonder
my
what
free
that
time.
actually means. Retirement actually means to him, and it would just.
This guy, he's not retiring, and he's gonna keep making money. Okay.
I think he loves having a number as a goal.
Yeah,
That's what he has.
he's-
But I would say one of the things you're kind of doing the retirement thing really weird, that you aren't going to do all sorts of wonderful and exciting things for yourself now at some kind of golden future opportunity. And I would say it's okay to kind of be balanced. And if you're anxious about that, I would say, as someone who does therapy, I do it.
I was just thinking about.
I would say
kids
if
gonna
you're
need
getting,
therapy.
If you're getting anxious because you can't do extreme savings, then you need to examine that, because you might be freaked out to retire and have no new income.
All right, keep going.
Trying to make money. I had these ideas for side hustles, and I was doing those things not because I enjoyed them, but because I thought that I'd make a lot of money. And when those things weren't panning out, it led to a lot of frustration. I was putting off having kids because I wanted to make money.
Okay.
Thankfully, I have kind of done a complete 180 on those issues, and I don't have that sort of relationship anymore. I'm still very frugal, and spending money still does make me a little anxious, but it doesn't affect me so much. And I've learned that it's okay if it takes me a year or two longer, if that means that I can enjoy the present, significantly more.
Oh my goodness!
We
So that's
were able to pay basically our entire mortgage. And
so this is so that was their first. So we're on the second one. Okay.
So
a year
really,
later.
I think my first significant side hustle.
Keep going.
Do you know, this is the kind of neighbor that when they die, they give like $10 million to the University of Minnesota.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a bed down here. I think at one point we had a TV and like a mini fridge and a toaster.
Well, that's a valid
there we
reason.
go. Yeah.
I think as we've been together longer, my wife is becoming more frugal. In general, I'm definitely the more
she's getting
frugal
drug along whether she
relationship.
wants to or not.
I don't have too many things that I...
Sorry.
You know, it's going to be interesting in this whole fire things. Do the kids rebel?
I know. I'm wondering.
Do you
What's the
understand what I
opposite of the kids are? The kids are gonna. Yeah. The
Do
kids
you
are gonna go the
understand
other
what
way.
I'm
I buy on a regular basis outside of, just like food and the mortgage and utilities.
That's not.
That's
How old is this video?
I know a lot of people spend a lot of money on groceries, and we do to an extent as well, because I do like to eat healthy. That said, there's a lot of ways that you can eat healthy and cheap at the same time. Instead of eating a bunch of meat, you can eat a bunch of beans. Beans are super cheap. You can buy a huge bag of beans for, a couple bucks that'll last you months. And the same thing with rice. We're fortunate that we live in Minnesota because there's this awesome nonprofit called Ruby's Pantry.
Hello, I'm here for a pickup. I have 2 bundles.
That takes a bunch of food that would otherwise go to waste. It's things that can't be sold in grocery stores for whatever reason. You never know what you're going to get, but for 25 bucks a bundle's about half a carload. They just give you a ton of food.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And then you drive off and you have, probably half your groceries for the month, if not more.
Okay, so he's got a time cost, but
a lot of the free things we find from kind of where you'd expect, Craigslist, online marketplaces. But we also have kind of garnered a reputation with our friends and family as being frugal and thrifty. And so we do end up getting a lot of free things.
Well, but there's another positive thing on the side of this. Okay, there's the green side of this. There's forget reduce and reuse. Well, forget reduce. He's just a lot of reuse. I mean, there's a lot of what he's doing that is good for a lot of people for a lot of reasons. So, but it has a time cost. So keep going.
A family member will see something free on the side of the road and will think that we might like it. That's how we ended up getting our running stroller that I used to run with my son.
We've got a free
bunch
running
of hand-me-downs from my sister who have had kids, and that's all the clothes that are son wears.
Right?
My hobbies include running almost every day, listening to podcasts, playing video games with my wife, going for walks with my family. I meditate daily, chat with my family on Zoom once a week. I like to bake. Another one of my hobbies has always been board games. I think a lot of things that bring people fulfillment in life and happiness don't cost that much
It's a
money.
very analog life.
I think a lot of people look.
No, I'm not saying that's a bad. No, that's not a bad
But
thing.
his job, he's
Well, his job is
right.
Well,
and he said podcasts, and he said play video
Okay,
games with his
yeah.
wife. I would
All right.
say
cooking and everything. All right, keep cooking, running, and this. So
Keep
right.
going.
At the FIRE movement, and they think that a lot of these people are just not living their lives at all because they are just so busy stashing away money. I don't think that's a fair representation, because in life there's no short supply of experiences. Most experiences that will make you happy are
Right.
probably free or, extremely cheap. Obviously, money can put a roof over your head, put food on
Okay,
the table.
so what I'm worried about with this guy isn't that he's not trying to live at anything else, but his financial goals are so thin that he's not giving himself much margin for error. He's making a lot of money, reasonable amount of money, in an industry that is changing drastically, and I don't know how rehirable he would be if he's out for 2 or 3 years. I mean, he's going to have to keep his main hustle going somehow. He's going to have to keep that part of the muscle part of his brain still working. So, but anyways.
But under how a lot of people can sometimes be is he actually sounds like someone who wants to work all the time. He's talked about being anxious and not working, about wanting to save.
Right.
He doesn't actually sound like he's emotionally prepared to retire.
I know we've only
and
got.
so he'd probably
yeah.
keep kicking that
We've
along.
only got 22 seconds left on the video,
Okay.
but I think retiring for this guy means going from an employer to self-employed. Is what this guy's leading up to.
But when you're saving money, you're essentially buying freedom. So the best way that you can spend excess money is, ironically, by saving it to give you more time in your life back to you to spend however you want.
It's an interesting
Wow.
concept. All right,
Very
so
succinct.
yeah, it's a very interesting idea. These are all very, very different with what's going on with their individuals. 1 or 2 videos ago.
I would say one of the things that I think is really important, though, is by saving money, especially in a retirement plan, that you give yourself a lot of flexibility.
Yes, absolutely.
So we don't know, is he really going to retire then or not, but he has money that he doesn't have to make desperate decisions at certain points. And so that whole kind of thing where people say, oh, I don't want to put money in a retirement plan because then I don't get to use it. He's talking about using money to buy him basically security and time.
Yep.
And I think that's a good way of looking at a 401k plan, is you're
Right.
giving yourself a cushion, a way to not feel desperate about your life. And so I respect that.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of things here that I think are very, very cool. There's, again, a lot of diversity in terms of his saving strategy, and obviously very frugal. Okay, I think definitely the most frugal person we've had a reaction video for. Okay, so cheers to him there. But
So is he going to jog by to Comfort Lane Cafe and have a latte with us?
he can buy and have a free latte. So yeah, a couple of things there. His knees are he's gonna
money
pay
on
for
good
with
shoes.
He's gonna spend some money on some good shoes, dude. Retire 1 month later and spend some money on some good shoes. Okay, used running shoes. Okay. So, but again, it's just a little bit on the. My concerns are the margin that he's giving himself, but he's definitely making use of his company retirement plan. But he works at. But the thing is, he has an employer. We don't know where he's working at now. Okay, because I don't think he's with the federal government anymore. But he's working at an employer that understands the necessity of having a retirement plan, that it does give their employees some options. It gives them some security and some peace of mind, okay? And he is getting those things from his company retirement plan. Would he be able to do some of this stuff without the company retirement plan? Yes, but it'd take longer. He would have more of the gain inside the plan, would be taxed as they went along. Okay, he may have to change his investment strategy because of that, but he does have the benefits of having the company-sponsored retirement plan where the growth is tax deferred.
So he looks at it as a useful tool to get him where he wants to
yes,
go.
it's
And
a tool for everybody.
That's amazing. That's great. So this is Christopher and Katherine Tipper.
Your favorite
And,
401 couple.
Yep. If you have more questions, what should they do?
They should contact us at sales@hunterbenefits.com. Watch our other videos, like, subscribe, all that other good stuff, and keep those cards and letters coming.
Toodaloo.